G'day, I'm Ryan from Refuel Creative, and today I'm going to be talking to you about the latest trends in your marketing attribution. What is marketing attribution? Marketing attribution is how you can tell which of your different marketing channels, particularly in a digital sense, are bringing in your revenue. So it sounds kind of boring, all of your pivot tables and your spreadsheets, but really it's the most exciting thing because it lets you know which of your marketing channels are working and which ones are providing you with a return on your ad spend. Why are we talking about it as a new trend? This sounds like a thing that we would have been talking about for a long time. Things changed around mid last year when Apple brought out some new privacy features for iOS 14.5. These new privacy changes didn't actually stop our ads from working, but they made it harder for us to see which ones were and were not working. Made it harder for us to attribute the sale that somebody made on their iOS device with our Facebook ads, for example. So people around the world have been working on trying to combat this so that we can still get a clearer idea of how our ads work. A few different ways that we're now combating this. And first of all, particularly with Facebook, we need to talk about the Conversions API. Sounds overly technical, but in reality, what we're doing is we're sending data from our e-commerce platform or from HubSpot into Facebook ads so that we know when a conversion actually happened. Facebook's smart enough to look at those conversions and assess whether they've already been recorded so it can dedupe those transactions. And then we get a clearer picture of how many transactions occurred as a result of our Facebook ads. In our testing, this can reduce the cost per acquisition that's reported in Facebook by about 30 to 40%, depending on how many Facebook ads you're running. Now that's a huge difference. And those transactions haven't actually been lost, they just haven't been correctly attributed. So they're still happening, but we don't know they're happening, and so it's hiding the true performance of our Facebook ads. So by setting up the Conversions API, you're not going to magically get more sales, but you are going to be able to see where the sales came from, and that's going to lead you to make better decisions around your ad spend and lead you to get a better idea of which ad sets are actually working. Next up, let's talk about Google Analytics 4. Now, Google Analytics 4, it's very different for all of us that have been used to the old version, which we'll call Universal Analytics. But in actual fact, this is Google responding to the iOS changes as well. So Google have introduced a few different aspects to Google Analytics 4, and that allows us to better track conversions when people might have blocked certain cookies or declined the privacy changes in iOS. So Google Analytics 4 is really designed to give us a clearer picture of our attribution in analytics. And it also allows us to change our attribution models. So instead of using last click attribution, which has always been the default in Universal Analytics, we can now change it to the model we want. We can align our Google Analytics reporting with our business reporting and have a much clearer idea of our cost per acquisition on all of our channels. Finally, let's quickly talk about those attribution models, because those are also changing. Now, for years, Google in particular have been telling everybody to stop using last click attribution. What does last click attribution actually mean? Last click attribution means that the last channel that somebody clicks on, the last ad that they click on, that gets them to make the sale, gets all the credit for making that sale for you. Now that sounds great, but that's not the way that people buy anymore. They will more often than not click on multiple different ads, multiple different listings in Google search, just multiple different channels in order to get that sale. So we want to be able to credit where those conversions come from and each touch point in that chain so that we have a much clearer idea of our overall marketing performance. So a few years ago, Google started introducing options like time decay. In time decay attribution, more credit is weighted to the last click, but credit is given to every step along the way, right down to the first channel, so you can get an overall picture of where all of your conversions come from. There's position-based, where it gives you different levels of credit based on where your ad appeared in Google Ads. There's a range of different other options, But the big thing that's changing here is that Google's moving towards a data-driven option. And so in a data-driven option, they're using the full power of their artificial intelligence to really help you understand where your conversions are coming from and make sure that they're providing you with the clearest data on how things are working throughout your account. In our experience, using data-driven attribution with the new enhanced conversions much better reflects the impact that things like your display ads and your YouTube ads have on your overall marketing mix. So those are the 3 pressing trends in your marketing attribution. I recommend after this, you jump into your Google Ads account and you check which attribution models you're using for all of your different conversion actions, and you switch them over to data-driven or time decay if you don't have data-driven yet, and really get a better sense of where your conversions are coming from. If you're at all confused, concerned, or just want a second opinion, then reach out to us. We'd be happy to do an assessment and talk to you about how you can get more out of your Google Ads. If you think this video was helpful, then hit that like button and subscribe today.